my friends. A while back, Heather Mader posted in her Facebook group, Inspired Art with Heather Mader, a charming little whimsical watercolor she had done, and somehow she had superimposed on there a bright red cardinal kind of photobombing the painting. And it was really fun. So I commented that if she wanted to send me the painting, I would paint the bird on there for her. And she agreed, and so she sent me the painting. Now I had two options. I could paint directly on her work, which is kind of nerve-wracking, painting on someone else's artwork. So I opted instead to do a colored pencil painting and then adhere it to her painting. And I did, and here it is. It came out pretty cute. There we go. And I'm going to be giving a little demonstration on some colored pencil techniques and talk about paper, pencils, and some an amazing new to me product. Just give you a quick demo of a bit of how I achieved this feathery look on this cardinal. But first, I want to mention that this painting will be available for purchase in Heather's next auction on the Art Healing Hearts auction, one day only, February 16th from 12 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, if you want to be notified when it's available, the easiest thing to do would be to join the auction group, the Facebook group. And I will put a link down below to the group, and you can simply join and then scroll through all the beautiful work of Heather's and just say you want to be tagged when her pieces are live. So I'm excited about the collaboration, excited for Heather. She does beautiful work, and I wish her all the best in the auction. So again, information will be down below in the description box. And now let's get to the demo. Alrighty, my favorite paper for colored pencil painting is Pastel Matte by Clairefontaine. It comes in a wide variety of colors, and it's textured so that you can apply multiple layers of pencil or pastel, which will give you that depth and richness that you want. The pencils I'm using are Prismacolor Premier pencils. They're a decent pencil. They come in a wide array of colors. I think the set I have is 120. I used all of these in my painting here. And they're reasonably priced, and they are wax-based. Okay, and I also used some Faber-Castell polychromos. Now these are oil-based pencils, and they are beautiful to paint with. They blend together nicely, and really like them, but they are quite costly. That's why I only have this very small set of them. But I did use them for my underpainting, and I'll show you that in a moment. Now what I did was found a reference photo. I used Pixabay because I'm always wanting to be careful about using copyright-free material. So I found this one and I did a tracing of it. It's a fairly simple form. I could have freehanded it, but I wanted to show you, and I wanted to get exactly right with the placement of the eye and the shape of the beak and the mask. So, you know, it's not cheating to do this. Then I took some white transfer paper and placed it on my pastel mat, and I have some here. Tracing on top, and then traced around it with a fine tip pencil. Once that was done, I did take a kneaded eraser and where is it? And lifted the excess transfer lines because I just wanted the faintest guide for me, because sometimes it can be hard to cover up the transfer paper lines. So I removed all the excess, so it was just enough for me to see. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to get this feather effect. To save some time, I've already taken my polychromo, the oil-based one, and given this a light coat. And I'm holding the pencil way back. That allows me to be light with it. But now I'm going to lift this up and show you. In fact, I will zoom in. Get to this point here. You can see the texture of the paper there, even with 3 or 4 coats of color. And I just recently discovered this this stuff called Color Pencil Powder Blender. And it's wonderful. Now, it does not work with the wax-based pencils, only with oil-based. So that's the only drawback. I mean, it kind of works with the wax-based, but not anywhere near as good as it does with the oil-based. So let me show you. Doesn't take much. And I'm just, again, using a very light touch and blending. Blending the pigments onto the paper and not completely filling up the texture, but I now have a nice smooth surface, consistent surface to work on. I should have just blended half of it so you could see, but I'll bring it up now, and I hope you can see that that's better. Okay, now I'm going to I'll set this aside because I want to work from my reference photo. And here we go. So now I'm going to work with the Prismacolor pencils. Always keep your pencils as sharp as you can. I use an electric sharpener to start them, and then I use a handheld one to finish it up. The electric one speeds things up, but this one will chew your pencils up less quickly than if you went all the way with the electric one. So just a little tip there. So I started by studying the reference photo and seeing that there's all sorts of colors in here. It's not just a red bird. I see yellows and oranges and reds, kind of purples and brown. And that's just in this feathery area. So I'm going to start with the dark. This is called Black Raspberry. And I'm just going to make little short little strokes. But I'm not going to pick up the pencil. I'm going to just kind of, again, kind of back. So I'm not applying a lot of pressure. And you want to apply these in the direction of the feathers, the way they're laying. So if this were the chest, the feathers go this way. So that's the direction I'm going. And kind of turn the pencil as you go to self-sharpen it. I think I may have mentioned that when I laid down the orange, but maybe I didn't. Alrighty. And actually I'm going to use some burnt ochre to kind of bridge the darkest from the lighter colors I'm going to be adding. And we'll go into the darkest red, which is Crimson Lake. Still using those little strokey, just these, but overlapping. And now I'm beginning to lift the pencil a bit and just do individual strokes. It takes a while. You have to have some patience, but it's very therapeutic, I find. I just love colored pencil painting. And it's so neat. There's no cleanup involved. Okay, now we'll move into some kind of orangey red. This is poppy red. Your pencil sharp is really important. Move into some more orangey. Now you can start to see it's beginning. It's just the beginning stages to get a kind of a feathery look. We're not really painting feathers, but these little short strokes will become feather-like. I'm going to take this and now I'm going to kind of glaze over this. It's a technique you would use in oil or when you thin down your paint after it's dry and then you go back and lighten your lights and darken your darks. So I'm going to use big oval strokes and I'm just going to do that. Maybe I'll do it over just half of it so you can see. Again, way back on the pencil, so I'm using a pretty light touch. So you can see on this half here how it reddened, and yet those other colors are still there. Now the fun part when you can go in and kind of enhance things. This is that black raspberry. I'm going to go in there and this is when it's really important to have your pencils nice and sharp. When you put darks next to lights, that's when they will both pop. If you really need to lighten something, you can add a bit of white. And then go over it with your lighter color. You get rid of the white, but it makes this one really bumps this one up in value. And that helps your bring that part forward. Light colors come towards you, deepening some of this dark here. Anyway, you get the idea. Yeah, I think I just kind of, well, where is my painting? I did a lot of burnishing. I mean, this, you saw me, what, this took 10 minutes, but I worked on this for 2.5 hours. So I just kept going back with the colors and burnishing. Now I'm closer to the tip and I'm applying more pressure. Smoothing out those. I don't want, just everything to look like that. So that's called burnishing. Mix it up. You use these little strokes when you see you need them, and burnish when you need to do that. But always looking at your reference photo. Oops, that's not it. To see where your darks are, where your lights are. Follow the shape. This goes up there and kind of straight here, and here starts working downward. And these are kind of every which way, but but basically pointing down. So, and then I just kept glazing over it with the brightest red I had, which in this case was Scarlet Lake. And I felt that was a pretty good match. How are we doing? I'll draw an eye for you if you'd like. Okay, my friends, I hope this was entertaining. I hope it was a little helpful. And I do encourage you to use colored pencils. Get a small set of Prismacolor if you want to give them a go, and see what you think. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Heather, for this collaboration. I really enjoyed painting this, and I'm looking forward to seeing it all together. See you soon. Bye-bye.